Hello everyone, welcome to Momma Jo's Kitchen. Hey, I'm kind of in a hurry because Michael's going to be home in about an hour. So I'm hoping that I'll get this done in time. I think we'll be okay, but I've been prepping all morning. Welcome. I hope that everybody is having a really good day. In my Dutch oven, it's got an iron skillet lining to it. And I tell you where I bought that at, Aldi's. And I'm just putting in, my stove is really hot right now, and I put in about 1.5 to 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, and I'm going to add, I think it's about a tablespoon of butter to that. And I need to get some things sauteing real quick. But I brought the skillet up because I learned something, with it being an iron skillet, that you have to be really, really careful whenever you clean your pans, that you make sure you dry them out right away, because if you don't, you'll start to get like rust on the inside, and that's what's happened to my pan. In this pan, I'm going to put in a shallot that's been very thinly sliced. I'm also going to get in 2 stalks of, this is the inside of the celery. I want to use it up. Michael loves celery. So let me get that in there. We've got quite a few ingredients here. Sorry about the tapping. So that was about 2, I would say about 2 stalks, because I used the inside of the celery. That's why it was kind of yellowish, and they were bunched together. I used the leaves and all. So I have about 2 in there. And then I have about 3 to 4, depends on the size, cloves of garlic. And I decided to kind of just slice them instead of mincing them today. What are we making today? We are making tamale soup with cornmeal dumplings. Except my meat of choice, you can use whatever you would like. My meat of choice is actually going to be pork, and I'll tell you why. I had a small pork tenderloin. When I say small, it might have been 1.5 pounds, something like that. I think I bought it at Walmart, tenderloin. And I put it in my crock pot the other night, and I just let it slow cook. And I seasoned my water really well, and I saved my broth, because we're going to use that broth. Don't throw that broth out. And I thought this would be good in Michael's soup. Okay, it's really browning on me, so let me get the garlic in there. Okay, we've got a lot of seasonings to put in here, but as soon as I get the garlic a little bit sauteed here, we will start adding the other stuff. My pan was really super hot. It can finish cooking in the soup. If you want to know, a lot of the seasonings that I'm using today are the same seasonings I use in chili. I have a really good recipe for chili if you would like to check that out on my channel. Okay, this is going to come together pretty quick. I have a 40-ounce container of reduced sodium chicken broth. I'm going to get that in. I think it's about 6 cups. And I'll tell you, I hope I don't forget, in the freezer, I have a cup of frozen corn, and I also have some shredded cheese in the refrigerator. And then I have some butter in there. And the reason why I said I hope I don't forget is if you all watched the video where I made the zuppa toscana soup for Michael, at the very end of the video, I forgot to add the heavy cream, but Michael didn't miss it at all. You know, that's an optional thing, and you can put it in, you know, about a half a cup to 1 cup for that video. So I'm hoping I don't forget everything that I need for today. Okay, I'm going to turn my temperature up. I had it on medium, which for me, a 4 is supposed to be medium, but it's more like a medium high. So I just turned mine up to a 6, so that's more like a medium high, you know, for me. Or more like a high, I should say. Okay, so let's get some things in here. I'm going to add diced green chilies, fire roasted and peeled. This is medium heat. You know, you can buy mild. Michael likes a little heat, so I'm going in with the green chilies. Let me get my little handy, I love this little spatula because it helps me get everything out of these little cans. Okay, I'm going to go in with a can of Rotel, and this is the original, so it has a little bit of spice to it too. Now, I'm hoping, you know, I can sneak in tomatoes for Michael, and, you know, in something like a soup, I can get him to eat it, but he's not really a big tomato-based fan, so I'm hoping he's not going to mind us. I don't think he is because he loves pork, and I'm making the cornmeal dumplings. I know he's going to like that, but I'm also going to go in with a can of red enchilada sauce, and this is medium. And Michael likes anything spicy. Now, of course, you can get mild. You know, if maybe you're like me and I can't do much heat, or I'm paying for it. So, I mean, I can't even eat salsa. Sometimes, you know, salsa, you know, will really mess me up. So, thankfully, I'm not eating any of this. You know, I'm cooking and making this for Michael. That's just going to give it a lot of flavor. And I'm going in with a can. I love, and this is what I use for my chili beans. Bush's chili beans, the pinto beans. They're in a mild chili sauce. Now, you notice I didn't drain any of the cans or anything. Okay, let me get that corn before I forget it. It's right here in the freezer. Okay, I'm going to put about a cup of frozen corn in there. Some of it's froze to the measuring cup here. There we go. All right. Okay, now that pork broth that I cooked the pork in my slow cooker the other night, I want to say I have about 3/4 here. I probably have about two cups of the broth, but I have about 3/4 here. I am saving that to mix in with our dumplings. Now, you don't have to have broth. You can use water, you can use milk, but since I have the broth, I'm going to use it. And I'll probably end up putting the rest of it in here. Okay, Okay, what we need to do is we're going to add some seasonings and we're going to bring this to a boil. I can go ahead and get the meat in here too. I want to say this is probably about 4 cups. And if you wanted to, you could do chicken. You could do ground beef if you wanted to. Okay. All right, let me reach my rag here in the sink. All right. Sorry about that. I always like to keep a rag handy. All right. We need to get our other seasonings in here and bring this up to temperature, and then we'll get our dumplings going. Okay, I wrote this down so I wouldn't forget to tell you. And I also will put the recipe at the very end of the video. This is 3 tablespoons of chili powder. Like I said, I am seasoning this just like I do my chili. The only thing is, I'm not using garlic powder, which I use in my chili recipe, because you saw me saute or added the 3 to 4 cloves of garlic at the beginning there. Okay, 1 tablespoon of onion powder. Okay. 2 teaspoons of cumin. All right, I have 2 teaspoons of dried oregano. Okay, 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika. And if you don't have the smoke, you can, just use regular paprika. Okay. And this is a 1/2 teaspoon of ground coriander. And then I don't have a 1/8 cup. So what I've done is I've taken my 1/4 cup measure and then just estimated about half. I'm putting in of Worcestershire sauce. Okay, let's give this a good stir so everything can start mixing and blending together. Okay, I'm going to give it a little taste. If you notice, I didn't add any salt because I might not need it with all the other things that have salt in it. You know, your chicken broth has salt in it, but I did get the reduced sodium. Ooh, it's got a little kick to it. It's got a little definitely got a little spice to it. Michael's gonna love that though. Like I said, you can make this so that it's not very hot. You know, when I say hot, it's hot for me. Like this can here says medium. You can buy mild. Okay. The green chilies, medium. Now you notice I did not add red pepper flakes. I did not add any other kind of, because I have cayenne pepper. I have Southwest seasoning. There's all kinds of stuff I could have added. But I think it has plenty heat on its own. All right. This has got to come up to temperature. We'll go ahead and start on making the dumplings. And let me tell you what I have in here. I have 3/4 cup of plain all-purpose flour. I have 3/4 cup of cornmeal in here. And I'm trying to think how many. I think I did 2 teaspoons. I'll double check on that. Let me see here. Yeah, 2 teaspoons of baking powder and a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Now, in the refrigerator, because good thing I remembered, I have to get it. I took 4 tablespoons of butter and I chopped them up really small pieces. It just makes it a little easier when we go to incorporate these together. Let me grab that. See what I've done? I just put it on a little piece of parchment like paper. And I'm going to put it in here because I already have my other ingredients already mixed up. You can use your hands. You can use a fork. You can use, I have a pastry blender. And folks, if you are watching this and you're a regular subscriber, and this is not, you know, just for subscribers, but here, as soon as I make my 1,000 subscribers, I plan on having a giveaway. And I do have a brand new one of these pastry cutters, and I use it a lot. And that'll probably be one of the things amongst, I have aprons. I have quite a few things I like to put together, and I'm probably going to have more than just one giveaway. So be looking forward to that, and you know, please subscribe. Please like, comment, share my videos. It really helps me out, and yeah, I'd really appreciate that. Okay, so I'm going to get this butter, these little pieces of butter. In here. Okay, this is boiling away over here, starting to. Corn is getting stubborn. It was a little bit stuck in there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is here, I'm going to coat my butter first. I'm taking my hands in here and just making sure they're all coated, so they're not stuck together. Okay. And now I'm going to take my little pastry thing and just kind of, you're mashing the butter pieces into the dry mixture. Kind of making crumbs. And if you notice, I was keeping my my butter nice and cold for that. All right, I was looking for my spoon that I was going to use. All right, going to make a little bit of a mess here, but that's to be expected. All right. I mean, it's just basically, it's still got dry, but you know, the butter is more incorporated now. We're starting to boil. You want it to be a really good boil before you start putting your dumpling pieces in. Okay, I have about 3/4 of a cup here. I'm going to put all that in. It should take all of that. And I'm just stirring them together to make a dough. Just stirring it to come together. Okay, basically what I have here is just a big dough ball. I'm trying to show you. Okay. You can pinch little pieces off. You can take little spoons. I'll probably just take 2 little spoons. Okay. Y'all can probably see how it's boiling here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start dropping them in. And then I'm not going to mess with them, because you don't want to stir them right now. You know, about yay big. I don't want to make them too big. You know what, I think I'm probably going to end up adding the rest of that broth in there too, but I don't want to mess with it right now. I can do that towards the end. I will bring you all down too so you all can get a better look at these. And another thing, I want to, I'm getting ready, I'm going to turn my heat down too. Michael likes dumplings, so I make sure he gets enough dumplings. Okay, I got about 2 more here, I think. Let me bring you down here and let you look. All right, folks, let me get my heat turned down. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the lid on this. Y'all see that? Okay, I'm going to set my timer. Let me put you back here so you can see. Okay, I'm going to give it about 10 minutes. You know, it just depends. It depends on your stove. It depends on how much, you know, liquid, you know, a lot of things. So I'm about 10 minutes, I'm going to take the lid off and check and see how they're doing. They should firm up a little bit. They shouldn't be, you know, as soft as they were when you first put them in. And, I'm going to give it a taste, and I'm probably going to add the rest of that leftover. This is what I had left over. This is pork broth that I saved. Okay. And then it's optional. You can, I thought about putting some cilantro in here, or maybe you could just put some cilantro on top. You could serve it with sour cream. I have cheese. I could put some cheese on top when I serve it to Michael. You know, there's endless possibilities. Sour cream, you know, whatever you think that would be good with this. And Michael will be back to give you all a taste test. Thanks for watching.
How you doing, YouTube? Welcome to Momma Jo's Kitchen. Today we got it looks like a winner. Pork tamale soup with cornmeal dumplings. So I'm gonna go ahead and dig in just like that. Get a little bit of everything. I got sour cream and cheese in it. Wow, those dumplings are to die for. The pork, everything in it. It's got a little kick. My head's gonna be sweating before I'm done. That's amazing. Absolutely delicious. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Check out Momma Jo's video where she makes this. Check out all Momma Jo's videos. Come back and get you some more goodness. Thank you. Good night.